Hi, guys. Welcome. My name is Linda, and welcome to another live session from ITTT. Today, we're going to discuss TEFL job scams and how to avoid them, what kind of scams we typically see out there, and yeah, how to avoid them, and what you can do to kind of stay clear, stay away from those scammers, and what to look out for. So that's today's topic. As always, at the end, there will also be a Q&A session. So you can ask me your questions then that are not related to today's topic. But as always, feel free to put your comments below during the session if you have any questions. No problem at all. That's what I'm here for, answering your questions. And yeah, let me see. First question I have for you guys today: where are you right now? Where are you watching from today? And maybe what time is it there? And what is sort of your TEFL situation? Are you already TEFL or TESOL certified? Are you looking into courses? Are you currently taking a course? Are you already teaching abroad or online or whatever? Let me know. Let me know more about you. I'm here also to get to know you guys better. So please let me know, where are you right now? What's your TEFL situation? And what's your goal? What is your goal? What would you like to do with a TEFL or TESOL certificate? Yeah. Just share a little bit more about yourself so that I kind of know who I'm talking to here. I can't obviously see who is watching. I can see how many people are watching, but I can't see, of course, who is watching exactly. So if I know more about you guys, then I can better sort of tailor my this live session to you guys. So here we have Ellie, or Eli, I'm sorry. Eli Bell. Cool. Hello. Not sure if anyone else is here, but my partner and I are watching from Oklahoma in the US. Oh, welcome. That's awesome. We both are certified and looking to work online and then travel abroad. Very cool. Hello, Eli. That's awesome. So you are already certified and you're looking to work online. So you haven't started teaching online yet, I assume, and you want to travel abroad. Where would you like to go? Let me know. Where would you like to travel? That sounds awesome. Very cool. All right. Very cool. Awesome. Yeah. What about all the other people watching today? Let me know where you are right now and what is your TEFL situation. And I'm also going to introduce myself real quick for those of you who are watching for the first time. So let me just show you guys my introduction slide, so to speak. So my name is Linda. I am a travel writer and content creator under the name Linda Goes East. And I also have my own personal website at lindagoeseast.com. And I'm also very active on Instagram, also at Linda Goes East. East because I've been interested in Asia for a very long time. I studied Chinese in university, and then I moved to China. I moved back to the US and I finished my degree, and that's where I met my now husband, who is from Korea. So that's why I am now in Korea, and I've been in Korea for almost 7 years now. So East Asia is sort of my vibe. That's where I feel at home. But I'm originally from Germany and the US. My mom is German. My dad is American. I was born and raised most of the time in Germany. But yeah, like I said, I'm based in South Korea now. And I've been really enjoying my time here. I'm also, this is the other side of what I do, a TEFL and TESOL marketing professional. So when I was in China and when I was in Korea, my first year in Korea, I was a full-time teacher. I was an English teacher. I taught students of all ages, also business English or kindergarten, also older students, so wide range of students, and I really enjoyed teaching. And then I kind of slid into the Tefl and TESOL marketing side of things. But I'm still teaching now. I started teaching online last year, and I also have a couple of face-to-face classes on the side because I just love teaching so much still. Um, yeah, so I am a Tefl and TESOL marketing professional at ITTT. ITTT stands for International Tefl and TESOL Training. You can find ITTT online at teflcourse.net and also on Instagram at International Tefl Training. And what is ITTT? ITTT is a leading Tefl and TESOL course provider worldwide. We offer a wide variety of different Tefl courses, online courses of different hours, in-class courses, also combined courses, so a wide range of that. So if you're interested in learning more about ITTT, keep watching. And also feel free to check us out at teflcourse.net and also ask questions in the Q&A session later if you want to know more about ITTT and the different course options. All right, so that's enough about me. Then we have Eli here also saying that he would love to work in Taiwan, in China, Southeast Asia, and Latin America for starters. So that's a lot of places to start with, but that's awesome. Yeah, I love it. Like I said, I'm all about Asia, so I love that. I've been to Taiwan, China, obviously, also a lot of countries in Southeast Asia. It's just, I love Asian cultures and the vibe, so I definitely recommend that. Latin America have unfortunately not been yet. I really want to go, but kind of COVID kind of put that the back of my mind for now. But that's also a place where I really want to go and check it out. Very cool. Okay. Oh, Laturg. Hello. Happy Friday. Greetings from the Philippines. How are you doing? Good to see you again. Awesome. Yeah, I'm still waiting for some more answers to the question, where are you right now? Eli has shared a lot of about himself and his partner, and then with Laturg. So maybe, I don't know, don't be shy. Let me know, guys, where you are in the world right now. It's all cool here. We're all friends. Like I always say, we're one big Tefl family. So yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, and also before we get into today's topic, as always, I want to mention that we do have a 30% off discount code during this live session. So you can either scan this QR code that you're seeing right now just with your phone, like this. You can just scan it. And then you'll see an application page. You can fill out your application. You can pick the course that you want, or obviously you can also do this later if you're not sure yet which course might be right for you. If you cannot scan, that is no problem. We also have a link. So I'm going to share the link with you right now. So that also works. You can just click on the link that will appear in the comment section right now. It looks like this. And you just click on this link and you get 30% off any TEFL or TESOL course from ITTT. We have a wide variety of different courses. Go to this link and then check out the website. So, we also have courses, specialization courses, diploma courses for people who are already certified, who want to get a little bit more of extra training or specialized training, for example, in business English or teaching online or young learners, things like that. We also have that. Obviously, we also have the standard TEFL course that you should get to start with. That's sort of the international minimum. If you want to teach abroad or online, we also have that. Just putting that out there. And we have Juliana here, who is watching from Illinois, and it's still 7 p.m. here, but we will change back to daylight savings time this Sunday. Ooh, very cool. All right. And we have Walex. Okay, good morning. How are you doing? Or W. Alex? Not sure. Cool. All right. Nice. Did I forget to mention something? I think, just one thing. Since you're already here, excuse me, just don't forget to like and subscribe. We always share a lot of useful content, especially on our Facebook page, also on YouTube, every day for people who are already teaching, so teaching materials. We also share job offers. We obviously also share whenever we go live. So we actually go live once or twice a week, depending on how we feel. I go live once a week, and then sometimes my colleague Lisa also goes live. So if you don't want to miss any of our upcoming live sessions, I highly recommend hitting that like button, that notification bell, and whatever it's called. You know how to do it. Just, don't forget to do that. Okay. And Eli, I have to say we have really enjoyed the Young Learners Specialization course, finishing it right now. Very cool. Yeah, I also took that course. And then I also taught children, so it definitely helped me because children are scary sometimes, and hard to control. So that course kind of really helps you navigating that better for sure. We have Era from Mexico. Very cool. How are you doing? And Walex, or W Alex, I'm not sure, is from Vietnam. Very nice. Cool. And Mary Macmillan from Graham. Cool. Perfect. Nice. I think we're a pretty good group now. That's very great. We can jump into today's topic. And I apologize. I have a bit of a sore throat still. So just bear with me. And don't forget the 30% off. I'm gonna mention that again at the end. But just yeah, keep that in mind. No pressure. If you want, it's always there for you. All right, I'm gonna make myself smaller. And then we are going to get into these scams, right? So we talked a little bit about in previous live sessions, we talked about how to find a job. I think last week we did TEFL for beginners, how to get started. And obviously the ultimate goal is a job, right? The perfect teaching job abroad or also online. But there are some scammers out there, believe it or not, who are trying to scam you, right? So we hear these TEFL stories all the time where people get scammed, and it's horrible. And this session is kind of aimed at teaching you how to avoid these, how to spot these scams, and then just quickly walk away from them so you don't have to deal with these people. So first off, what do these TEFL scammers want? Right? What do they want? Why are they doing this? Why are they wasting our time? Most of the time, these scammers, they really try to take advantage of teachers looking for jobs, especially overseas, for pure financial gain. So they basically just want to scam you out of money. That's their goal, to make money out of this. And now we're going to go through the most common TEFL scams that we see. And if you have experienced this before, if you have been scammed, perhaps, or if you have seen some scam happening in the TESOL field, feel free to share your story. We can all learn from that. That'd be really great. I am mentioning 4 different types of scams today, but there might be more out there. But these are the 4 most common ones that we see out there. And yeah, just feel free to add your comments if you have anything that kind of fits into that scam, or if you have any questions or you just want to add some comments, feel free to do so. And then after those 4 scams, we're also going to have a Q&A session where you can ask other questions as well. All right, so let's look at scam number 1. So one of the most common scams that we see is that the scammers are using the name of a well-known school, right? And then it's really hard to tell. Is this the real school, or is this a scam, or what's happening? So there are a lot of really well-known schools, like typically like here in Korea, like those big names that everybody kind of knows, like big chain English schools. And so that's kind of what I'm talking about. So those are the scammers that are using very well-known English school names in their job ads, because usually if you're in the TEFL field, if you're looking for jobs, you're kind of navigating towards those big names because you know them, you know that they're good employers. So that's what most teachers kind of look for. And so these scammers, they will use this name of a reputable school in the job ad, and then they will also use a similar email address, but with a different domain typically, because they're not the real school. So this is how you can actually spot that. So for example, they would use schooloфenglish@gmail.com instead of jobs@schooloфenglish.com, right? So because everybody can create a Gmail account, right? So this is kind of how you can spot that. And then what can you do when you see this, but you're still not quite sure, is this the real deal or not? Because sometimes, especially smaller schools, they will use Gmail email addresses, or in China, you're going to see a lot of QQ Gmail, QQ email addresses. Those are kind of like Gmail. So sometimes they're not always going to have this fancy domain email address, especially the smaller schools. So still, what can you do if you see something like this and then it kind of raises a red flag? So what can you do then? Let's look at that. Basically, do research on the school name online, and then you usually have an official website, and you should check if that email address advertised in the job ad is the same as on the official homepage, or at least the same. If on the official homepage they also use Gmail, then usually you can be sure that the other Gmail might also be legit. If you're still not sure, obviously, you can always email the official email address from the homepage, for example, or maybe from their LinkedIn, or you could also reach out to them if they have a social media account, Instagram account or whatever, message them and ask them, hey, I saw this job ad with this and this email address. Is this really you, or is this a scam? And usually then you can really be sure if this is a legit job offer or if it is a scam. This is number one. So just want to go back one more time to show everybody. So it's more about the email address here. Like I said, schooloфenglish@gmail.com, usually not super legit. Normally, especially the big schools will have their own domain in the email address, their own name. So that's kind of how you can spot it. This is especially for big name schools, right? And the more job research you do, the more you'll know which ones are the big names. And then when you see something like this, you'll kind of know, oh, maybe this raises a red flag. Let me do some more research. So always you can always double check with them, because obviously if there's a scam out there, a scam job offer using their name, they also want to know about it, and then they can also take action and have it taken down. So that is scam number one. I'm sure we've all seen something like this before, so this is kind of a little bit of a no-brainer, but yeah, wanted to mention it anyway. Okay, then scam number two, and this is something we see often and all the time. That is the scammers requiring upfront payments. So they are requesting money from teachers, especially very early on in the application process, right? Haven't even signed a contract. Maybe you only spoke to them once and they already ask for some kind of payment. Typically for things like airplane tickets, visa fees, security deposits for accommodation, and whatever else, maybe insurance or whatever else they can think of. That's a very big red flag. So whenever you see this, you should step away. Or what can you do? You can ask more questions. The first thing you should know is that no TEFL employer should ask for flight money or any money upfront. Normally, they don't do that. Usually what they will do, most schools, they will, especially for flight money or any kind of money related to that, apartment money or whatever it is, they will pay it, and then the employers, they will also reimburse the money once you start. or they pay it and then kind of take it out of your paycheck the first month or the second month. That is also something that we see, but it's always pretty much getting reimbursed in a lot of places where they pay for airplane tickets, they pay for all of that, then you get it reimbursed. With the visa fees, what you can do when they ask for, hey, visa fees, you need to send us money for the visa, what you can do is take a look at the visa fees on the official embassy website. So if you want to teach English in Vietnam, for example, go to the official Vietnamese embassy website in your country, for your country, and ask them if the visa fees proposed from the employer sound legit, if this is something that, you know, teachers normally pay up front or not. You can always reach out to those official sources and ask them to kind of get that verified information. And if they say no, there are no visa fees at all, or no, teachers don't need to pay that up front, then walk away. Or tell that person, hey, I contacted the embassy and they said, you know, we don't have to pay visa fees. And then you can see what they answer and go from there. But yeah, so those are typical things. Remember, no TEFL employer should ask for money up front. That's just not how they typically do it. Like I said, they either have a conversation with you. They're like, yeah, this will be reimbursed. And then it's in the contract, written down in the contract, that you will get this money reimbursed. Or they pay it and then they take it from your first or second paycheck, which will also be written down in the contract. So, yeah. That's scam number 2. Very common. Unfortunately, we see this more often than not. And then you just know, okay, this is not legit, and you should walk away from that. I'm curious to know if any one of you, I know that many of you have already done some TEFL job search. If you have come across any scams like this, let me know if you have a personal experience. Luckily, I haven't, but I haven't, I haven't really done a lot of job hunting for me personally. I just hear a lot of stories from other people who have experienced similar things, and that's how we came up with this list and how to avoid it. But if anybody has personal experience, I would love to hear about it, and maybe you can share it in the comments and we can all kind of learn from it. That'd also be really great. All right, so this is scam number 2. Now let's have a look at scam number 3. Also something we see a lot, and that is getting hired without even having an interview. Typically, most employers, they conduct TEFL interviews via Skype or also sometimes via phone, usually Skype or Zoom, like video, so they can actually see you, you can see them. That's usually how it works. But if an employer hires you without even asking for an interview, chances are that this job is a scam. Right. I mean, that makes sense. But sometimes I know how it is. You're looking for a job, and then you finally find the perfect job offer in the place where you always wanted to go. Like, the money looks right, the school seems decent, and then something like this happens. They just hire you right away. Obviously, you feel like very happy, but also like, why is there no interview? A little bit weird, but you're gonna take the job anyway because this is the job you wanted always. I know this is exciting, but kind of take a step back, think about it again. Does this sound right? Would you want to work at a school where they just hire people without even having an interview? Does that sound right? Probably not. So, yeah, what happens if they do that though? Should the employer not interview you, it is just safe to assume that the job is fake and you should just walk away. Because then the next step would probably be something like number 2, where they ask for money. This would come next, right? If you feel like it might actually be genuine, then you should still request an interview with the employer and see what they say. I think sometimes, especially smaller schools in maybe more rural areas, they kind of are just happy that someone applies and wants to come to their school, and they might really hire somebody without even seeing them, just trusting, that they are who they say they are. Because they might not get that many applications, so they kind of try and get you as quickly as possible, and they don't want to interview. But that's typically not the case, and then you should just, for your own peace of mind, request an interview with them and have a chat. Yeah, but I think this is really rare. Normally, you have an interview, even if it's just a very short one. I've done interviews that lasted maybe 15 minutes. They just wanted to see you and see if it's really you and if you can really speak English, and then that's kind of it. Sometimes. Some interviews are more hard, tougher to get through. They might even ask you to hold a mock lesson where you actually need to teach. They want to see your teaching style. Those are the more tougher ones, and typically the ones at like the bigger brand schools, the big name schools where competition is kind of fierce. A lot of teachers apply there, so they need to have a more thorough interview process. But yeah. All right. Juliana says, most of the time I had interviews via phone. Interesting. Is this also for teaching jobs abroad? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, phone is also definitely possible, but I think we definitely see video, Skype, Zoom interviews a lot more because they just want to really see you in person, see how you are. But phone is also possible for sure. At least some form of interview, not just no interview at all. I think that's the most important point with this one. So remember, if a TEFL employer just hires you without an interview, the chances are that this is fake. And the next step for them would be to then ask for, flight money, visa fee money, probably. That would be their next step. So if they just hire you without an interview, walk away. It is safe to assume that it's fake. If you still feel like it could be real, then you request an interview. And then if they decline or if they don't answer anymore, then you know this was a fake. Alrighty. Scam number 4. Not allowing you to speak with current teachers. And this is also something we see a lot, actually, believe it or not. So why would you actually want to talk to an employer who's currently working there, a teacher who's currently working there, just to kind of check out the vibe? How is the school? How are the other teachers? Are they happy there? Kind of checking it out. Would you fit in, with the others? It's very common practice to talk with other teachers who are already at the school. A lot of teachers do that, and that should not be a problem. But if the employer refuses to let you speak with teachers currently working at the school, this should definitely raise a red flag. Because either there most likely aren't any current teachers because the school doesn't exist, or what we also sometimes see, the management is not very good. The teachers at the school aren't very happy, and the management doesn't want you to talk with those teachers so that they can't reveal that the situation is bad. That can also happen. In this case, you should also walk away. I recommend. So what can you do if they say, no, sorry, you can't speak with any current teachers? What can you do in that case? Okay. You should ask the employer why it's not possible to speak with a current employee, because it's not a big deal. You should be able to. If they then say, it's, we're concerned about personal information, etc., you can just give them your contact information instead and request to be contacted instead of them giving you the other teacher's information. Or you can set up a Zoom call, and usually then they're anonymous. They don't need any personal information to join the Zoom call, so it shouldn't be an issue. Or request, to be contacted even via DM on Instagram or whatever. Just some form of contact should really not be a problem. Usually there also be someone like a head teacher, a foreign teacher, head teacher, something like that, whose job is kind of to do something like this. So there should be at least one person you could talk to at the school. And if they refuse to do that, then it's a red flag. And it's likely a scam because the school does not exist, or the school's management, the school is very bad. So you should also walk away from that. Good. So those are the 4 scams that we see the most often. Again, asking you guys, is there any scam that you have experienced personally? Anything you want to add? Anything else you have seen that I might not have mentioned today? Let me know. Hi, Mikey. How are you doing? We also have Brett here in the house. Hello. How are you all doing? I know that Brett has been looking for jobs and maybe interviewing. So if you have experienced or seen anything that looked like a scam, maybe you could share that with us as well. That'd be really good. And then I am just going to maybe do a quick review so that we just go over just a refresher. So the scam number 1 was that they are using the name of a well-known school. And then you can kind of spot it in the email address where it's at gmail.com. And you should double check on their official website to see if the email addresses match. And if you're still not sure, you just contact them directly via the information on their website or social media and ask, hey, is this job offer really from you guys, or is it a scam? That was number 1. Number 2 was requiring upfront payments very early on in the application process. Maybe you've just applied and then they're like, yeah, congratulations, you have the job, but you need to pay us this and this and this. It's very unlikely. No Tefl employer typically asks for money upfront. What they will typically do, they would add this to the contract that you'll be reimbursed later if they cover flight money, etc. Or if they don't, then typically they would take that money from your first or second paycheck, which is also mentioned in the contract. That was number 2. Number 3, getting hired without having an interview. Very, very rare. Should not, for a real school, this should not happen. Red flag. You should walk away, or you should request an interview, and then if they don't get back to you, you know this was fake. And the final one was not allowing you to speak with any current teachers because they don't allow it, because the school does not exist, they don't have any teachers, or management is really bad and they don't want the current teachers to tell you that. So walk away from that. Or just request to speak to somebody. This shouldn't be a problem. All right. Those were the 4 most common scams that we see out there when looking for TEFL or TESOL jobs, teaching abroad. What about you guys? What do you think? Have you encountered any of these scams before? Have you encountered something else, a different situation that kind of was scammy? Or, yeah, just share your thoughts. And if not, then we can also we can start Q&A session and talk about any other questions about TEFL, TESOL, teaching abroad, teaching online that you might have today. Yeah, Leturk says it's sad to get scammed. Thanks, I haven't experienced it. I find your tips and suggestions helpful. Now we know the signs, and yep, we should be aware. Thank you for sharing this with us. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. Okay, Mikey encountered one. What happened, Mikey? Let us know. Let us know what happened. And just a quick reminder, 30% off any TEFL or TESOL course. You can scan this QR code, or I'm just going to share this link with you guys again. With this link, same thing, you can get 30% off. And then we're going to listen to Mikey's scam story. This one, Facebook live minus Linda at the end. This is the 30% off link for 30% off any TEFL or TESOL course from ITTT. Anyone, any course, doesn't matter which one, all of them, 30% off. Okay, and I'm just gonna make myself bigger. Hi. And Mikey, let us know what happened. I'm so curious. All right, then we have Mark here. Hello, I'm Mark. Thanks for doing the videos. I've just gotten my certificate back in December. I've taught graphic design and art in the past. Any advice for job searches without a BFA? Is that a bachelor's degree? BFA? My God, I don't know what that means. PFA. Is that a bachelor's degree? Yeah. I think it is. Okay. So without a degree, there are still places that hire teachers without a degree, no problem. Let me share that. We have that in our FAQ section. Things change all the time, but especially places in Latin America and Southeast Asia are great for people without a degree. I recommend you check that out. And since you have a certificate already, go to here on our website. Hold on. I'm just going to get this link. I do not have a helper here. It's just me. Hold on one second. Da-da-da. Okay. Here, we have a job section on our website. And you can filter this by country. And here you can check out jobs where they don't require a degree. Here you go. Looks like this. You can check that out. Good. And then we have some questions from Eli. Eli says, my question has to do with more scammy elements of contracts. One thing I have read a lot about are contract breaking fees, which are generally illegal. There are also jobs wanting you to work without a work visa. Are there other things that should be looked for that make a possible job not so legit and move and above board? Sorry, I can't read today. I don't know what's wrong. Also, how can you better avoid those fly-by-night sort of language schools that are new and there's actually a job, but the school is crappy and ends up falling apart? Yeah, so there's a lot. Okay, let me get back to the first one. All right. Scammy elements of a contract. I actually also did a live about TEFL contracts and what to look for in a contract before. You're on YouTube, so you can check in our live session playlist. There's a live about TEFL contracts, something with contracts, and I go over the different things that need to be stated in a contract, or if this is missing, it's illegal, etc., etc. So I think this will answer your questions. Today was sort of more about job offer scams. So this is more about the contracts, more in detail. Check out that live. That would help you. And then there are also jobs wanting you to work without a visa. Yes. So that is completely, depends on the country, but generally it's illegal, right? You cannot work without a work visa in most countries. So those are definitely illegal. And you should not do that. I doubt there is any country in the world where you can actually teach on a tourist visa or work on a tourist visa. So that's just a red flag no matter where you go. So you should not do that. And then how can you better avoid those fly-by-night sort of language schools that are new and there's actually a job, but the school is crappy and ends up falling apart? Yeah. So you're right. There are so many language schools just popping up out of nowhere, right? Some of them are bad. Yeah. They only care about the money. They don't really care about the teachers. That can happen a lot. So how can you avoid that? I know for South Korea, there's actually a school like blacklist you can check out online. And people will anonymously share, people who worked at those schools will share, if it's a good school or a bad school. So you can find information like that. You just type into Google, like, wherever you want to go. So for example, like Korea schools blacklist, and you'll find that information. Or that was actually that was number 4 here. Yeah, so trying to speak with current teachers at the school. If you speak with them and they are hopefully honest, then they will tell you if it's a good school or not. Obviously, they might lie, but you can kind of get a feel for if they're lying or not. So that would be a recommendation. Other than that, it's probably really hard to do. That's why a lot of people also kind of break their contracts early. They just leave, or they try to find another school and switch. Or some people just stick it out because TEFL contracts are for 1 year. So, but the more research you do in the beginning on that school, the better. Also, I recommend, I always say this, but Facebook groups. There are like Facebook groups for like ESL teachers in Korea, ESL teachers in China, and people talk on there. And typically, when a teacher leaves a school, they would also post that job offer in that group, trying to find a replacement. And then you can kind of talk with this person. Hey, is this school good? Or you can just ask in general if you found a job offer for a specific school. You can ask in this group, hey, I have a job offer from this school. Have you heard about it? Is it legit? Is it good? Is it a good place to work at? And usually some people will probably have heard something or maybe have worked there. So that would be also a good idea. I hope that helps. And Juliana says, I got a scam about online teaching. Yeah, would you like to share that? That'd be great if we could hear about that, about online teaching scam. Mark is asking, have there been any former legitimate schools that have dropped in reputation since COVID-19? Depends on where you're asking. But I know that like in China, a lot of schools closed. I think a lot of schools in general closed during COVID-19. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. But I wouldn't say that, legitimate schools, they just dropped in reputation because of COVID. I don't think so. I'm not sure. All right, here's Mikey's story. So the company is in Vietnam. They tell to apply and pay upfront payments for paperwork and other government requirements. See? So I said to them, can I talk directly with the head of school? But they reply and said, I have pay first. Yeah, I have to pay first before they book me for the interview and talk directly with the head of the school. But luckily, I found out from another friend teaching in Hanoi. He helps me to find about the school. It was a scam. There you go. Yeah, this can happen. Like that. See, they even want you to send money to even have an interview. That's crazy. Yeah, that's definitely a scam. You should never have to pay to have an interview for a job. No. No, no, no. Thanks for sharing that. That's crazy. Eli, you're welcome. I hope that was helpful. It's tricky. It can be very tricky. And sometimes, you do the best research that you can, but you still might end up at a bad school. It can happen, unfortunately. And some schools, it's sad, but they try to take advantage of foreign teachers because foreign teachers, they're not familiar with local laws. So that can happen. I actually had a friend working at a private school, private like kindergarten in Korea, and the school in general I think was good, but they did not give her any paid vacation, even though she has, I think, 10 days. And they just did not give her any. And they were like, yeah, all the public holidays are even more than 10 days per year. The public holidays, which has nothing to do with your additional paid vacation days. But she just said, okay, I see. And she worked it for a year without any vacation days, even though she should have them. So that can happen. And they try and take advantage of people like that who just, you just don't know the local laws. And maybe, you trust your employer to a certain degree, right? Because they know. But they try and take advantage of you sometimes. So you need to be aware of that. Luckily, I know that in Korea you have access to free English language and other languages, like consultations over phone, and you can ask them questions. Is this legit? Is this right? My employer is doing this and this and this. Is this correct? And they kind of give you advice. But this is probably not the case in every country. So, yeah. It's not easy navigating your way through this, and sometimes you will make negative experiences, but you're going to learn from them, and then you're going to move on, and you're going to do it better and find a better job. It's just sometimes what happens, unfortunately. But this is why I'm here, and I'm trying to help you as much as I can. But those scammers, they get creative and they find new ways of scamming people, and it's always evolving. All right, Juliana says the scam was terrible because I believed the client was an actual parent of my potential student. Later on, the client started sending me fake checks for booking my lessons. Unfortunately, I have to fix this financial scam on my own. Oh no. So you were teaching, and they were sending you bad checks. That's horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's annoying. Yeah. That's sometimes the curse of being a good person, because you want to believe people, right? You always give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm a person like that. I always see the good in people, and then it's the downfall. But oh well. I'm rather I'd be a good person, maybe giving people the benefit of the doubt, seeing the good in people, than being, living differently. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. All right. Good. We still have a couple more minutes left of today's live. I hope you guys learned something. Hopefully we had a good chat. You guys shared your stories as well, and you had good questions today. Thank you so much for being so active. And if there's anything else, please let me know. I still have a couple of minutes that I can be here answering your questions. All right, Mikey says, Linda, my friend from Mongolia, is an English teacher and wants to know more details about the 120 hours. Would you mind sharing her email to your inbox? Yes, let me know her email address. Definitely, let me know the email address, or you can email me if you want. Hold on. Let's see. My email address is Linda. Hold on. Linda at TESOL-Tefl.net. You can email me here. You and with your friend together, or however you want to do it. And this goes for everybody. Feel free to email me if you have any questions at any time. No problem. I'll be here to answer them. You can also reach out to me via Instagram at Linda Goes East on Instagram. Send me a DM. I'm always curious to, have a chat with you all. I know that many of you have already reached out to me via Instagram. So, yeah. Oh, you know my email. Great. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well, this is fun today. I had a lot of fun. as every week, and I really, really appreciate you guys, especially the people who come back every week and every week, again and again, again. Oh my god, it's so fun. I really appreciate you guys, and also new people that we see. Eli, it was really nice meeting you. I think you were watching for the first time today. I hope you guys learned something, took something away from today. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. And we also have other upcoming live sessions as well. Next week, I will be here again. And the week after, and the week after. If you have any topic suggestions, what you would like me to talk about in the future in these live sessions, also let me know. I'm always looking for new stuff to talk about, interesting stuff. I always keep an eye on Tefl TESOL teaching news to see if there's anything hot happening, and share that with you guys. So, all right. Brad says going to start applying for jobs as soon as possible. Yeah, look out for those scams. Great. And if you have any other questions, as always, feel free to reach out. Yeah, Turk says, I like what you share about the email address. If the contact email address is personal, maybe it's a scam. Be aware and research. Yes, maybe it's a scam. It doesn't always have to be. Like I said, especially smaller schools. If it's just one small school, they might not have that personalized email address. They might use Gmail. But if it's like one of those big brand name schools, then likely they would have their own. Always double check, do your research. Yeah, so that's what I can tell you. It doesn't always have to be a scam. I don't want you to think like everybody's in the Tefl world is trying to scam you. That's not the case. This is really a small percentage of people. So, but they are out there, so be aware. Eli says, I feel better prepared. Thanks. I'm glad. Good. Great. All right, then. This was fun today. Thank you so much for watching and being active and asking questions and sharing your stories. I love that. This is how we can all learn from each other and take something away from the session. I will be back again next week. I hope you too. Give us a like and a follow so that you don't miss any of our upcoming live sessions. That'd be really, really good. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I mentioned everything I wanted to mention. Again, big, big, big thank you to everyone who was watching today. I really, really appreciate you guys. And I hope to all see you again next week. I'll be here. I hope you'll be here as well. Thank you. Yes, happy weekend. Oh, Mikey says, is there any apps to find out about any scam emails or addresses? Ooh, like I said, the blacklist exists, so you can check on Google maybe English school blacklist, and they will list all the scams and the bad schools. So this is something I would check out. I'm not sure about any apps, to be honest. These are typically just websites. People put them together, for information for other people. All right. See you next week. Have a great weekend, Brett, Turk. Thank you. And also Juliana and Eli and everybody, Mikey. Thank you so much. All right. See you later, guys. Thank you. Bye.